Good morning. My name is Sonya Patterson, and I bring you greetings from my kitchen here at Cooperative Extension in Caswell County. Today, I'm going to be demonstrating for you the broccoli chicken bake, and this is a diabetes-friendly recipe, and I think you will enjoy it. So first, I will just tell you how simple it is to make by showing you the very simple ingredients. First, you want to start off with some fresh broccoli florets. And I like fresh just because fresh is just always better, and then you don't get the waterlog that you get sometimes when you start out with a frozen broccoli. You want to get a sweet onion. It calls for 1 small tomato. And then of course your chicken breast. I cheated a little bit this morning and I picked up chicken breast tenderloins just for the sake of time here at work. We're going to saute this in some canola oil. I have some tarragon, garlic, which the recipe does not call for garlic, but I just think garlic makes everything taste a little better. So sometimes you can just play with a recipe. Now, when you're diabetic, you don't want to add like sugar or anything that's going to, mess your diet up, but garlic won't hurt. And also I like to add a little black pepper, even though this recipe doesn't call for it, but it just makes it taste a little bit better. And then the last ingredient is just some egg substitute. And that's all there is to making this broccoli chicken bake. So I'm just going to begin demonstrating it for you. Okay, so we're going to start out with our 1 tablespoon of canola oil, and I've already heated my pan to medium heat, but I'm going to put a little bit more because I got a little bit more chicken in my pan. That's my canola oil. And make sure you move it around to coat your pan. And now I'm going to saute my broccoli, my chicken, my tomatoes, and my onion. And I already had heated my pan to medium heat. So everything just kind of dumps in at this point. Here are my onions after I chopped them. So this is going to smell really good in about 5 minutes. I hate that y'all are not here to be able to taste this recipe live, but it's a really beautiful recipe. And then here are my fresh broccoli florets. It kind of reminds you of like an Asian stir fry. So you want to just cook this until your chicken and your broccoli, your chicken is nicely brown and your broccoli is nice and crisp. Isn't that beautiful? And it smells so wonderful. So now, while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add in my tarragon. And it calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon of the dried tarragon. Cooking with herbs and spices, especially when you're trying to be healthy, it will teach you how to reduce some of that salt in your diet just by adding some fresh herbs. Okay. The recipe does not call for the garlic, but garlic doesn't hurt anything, and I just think it just adds an extra layer of flavor. Like I said, these recipes are just a guide. And as long as you're not adding something like salt or sugar that's going to, affect your diabetes in a negative way, you can just, shake a little herbs and spices here and there. And I like pepper with everything. This recipe does not call for pepper either, but I just like to just sprinkle a little bit of pepper in it just to give it a little bit of flavor. You notice I did not add any salt to this recipe though, so I just added some herbs just to kick the flavor profile up a notch. So we're going to just saute this until my chicken is nicely browned and my vegetables are nice and soft and crisp. And like I said, I have this on like a medium heat. And oh gosh, guys, I wish you could smell it. It smells like really wonderful. But pretty soon, when COVID goes away, we'll be able to start our programming back, and you'll get to maybe taste some of these dishes firsthand next time. But they're very simple, and there's no reason as to why you can't, recreate this at home. We will be providing the recipe for you. If you prefer, we can send this out to you on email as well. But really beautiful. So once you have your chicken breast and your broccoli all sauteed in the pan, your chicken should reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit for safety according to USDA guidelines. And your broccoli should just be nice and soft and crisp. And then the last step is to just pour your egg substitute over your mixture, just like this. And this is just 1 cup of the egg substitute. And if you notice, this recipe is called broccoli chicken bake. But if you notice, nothing was baked. It was all done in the electric skillet. And that's exactly what the recipe called for, in the electric skillet. And the next step is to just let this cook for 6 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to set my kitchen timer for 8 minutes. As you can see, my little handy dandy kitchen timer. I'm going to set it for 8 minutes so that I don't overdo it. And then I'm going to just let it sit there and just do its thing. But the one last step, it does ask me to put my cover. So there's my cover. And we will check back in about 8 minutes and let you see the finished product. Okay, so now after it's cooked, covered for about 8 minutes, you open your lid and voila. Look how beautiful that is. And then it's ready. You can just cut it into like a little square like this. And it's ready to plate up and serve. And that is all there is to this broccoli chicken bake. But just remember that if you're going to eat this leftover, it will do great in the refrigerator, but you want to eat it in a couple of days. And also you can tell just how simple this was. And if you look, all of my dishes are all clean. So during the time that it took for this dish to bake, I was able to clean up all my dishes. So all there's left to do is sit down and enjoy. So thank you for joining me in my kitchen today, and bon appetit.